today you join me on the floor. I should have got up, but I'm laid down now and I can't be asked to get back up. But today we need to take, oh, this is so shit everywhere. We need to take the rear bumper off. Now, you think, taking the rear bumper off, surely that can't be that difficult. Plot twist. Vera's got a tow bar. Thank you, Volvo. But yeah, Vera's got a tow bar. Now, to take the bumper off, obviously I'm gonna have to take the tow bar off because it's just in the way. Upon further inspection, it seems that this bar is what is holding the tow bar on. 3 bolts. I've already taken one out just because I wanted to see how easy they were to get out. And they were quite easy, to be fair. So 1, 2, 3, same on the other side. I believe it should just drop, but I highly doubt it will be that straightforward. Then we've got to slide the bumper off. I can already tell this is going to be one of them jobs which should be really easy, but it's just going to be a pain in the arse. Sometimes shouting and swearing is what makes for entertainment, so you're welcome. Taking the bumper off is because it's got all flaking paint and it, oh look at that. Wow. Absolute peel porn right there. But yeah, all the bumper is flaking, like all the paint is disgusting. And it needs some major TLC and it's quite difficult to do while it's on the car because it's just difficult to get to. So I want to take it off so I can do it properly. I was just going to get a new rear bumper, but there's no point spending money on replacing a bumper that doesn't actually need replacing because there's nothing wrong with it. All it needs is just a bit of attention shown to the flaking paint. Let the fun games begin. One very good thing about a Volvo 940 is because the ride height is that colossal, you don't even need to jack the car up to do something like this. Yeah, look at this, they've got loads of room. And I don't even have to jack the car up at all. Thank you to those god-awful colossal springs. This bar should just drop, but I really feel like it's not going to be that simple. I ummed and ahed about getting rid of the tow bar full stop, but I've decided I'm going to keep it just because it makes it look like more of a sleeper. Like you see an old Volvo with a tow bar, you think, oh, what a granddad wagon. But then the choo-choo noises come in. Why is there a moth living in my exhaust? Bro, you do not want to be living in there. Jesus Christ. Right, I think I've cracked one. Thank God. These are very, very stiff. Fucking hell, how long is it? Right, now watch me not be able to take the rest of them off. Sometimes I wish I was into hair extensions and false nails. Oh, shooting hell. Sorry, moth. I have something in my eye. Do you know if I go to the effort of doing all this and this isn't even what needs to be taken off, I'm gonna cry. Success, part 1. I've got those 3 bolts out. That one was a bit of a pain, but now you can see. Oh, yeah, some stones. Oh bloody hell, I've got a right collection going on there. I don't know how long they've been there. Right, anyway, yeah, you can see that that's moving now. Now these ones are super stiff. Well, they're causing me a lot of aggro. I've not come this far till these 2 defeat me. Like Dwayne Johnson by the end of this. Bye. Victory. Oh, forgot about the bar. There we go. So that's the bar off. So obviously now, when we want to pull the bumper, because you have to pull it, obviously that tow bar's not in the way. Now I can't actually take the full thing off because it's actually connected because of all the electrics. Obviously when you tow in, it's like brake lights, reverse lights, all that jazz. And I'm guessing it's that connection there, isn't it? I'm not going to piss about with that because, like I said, I'm keeping the tow bar anyway. Now we've tackled stage 1. So with the bumper, you've got the shock absorber, and there's 4 bolts holding it on. Now this one was just spinning before. Right, so I've done a little bit of Googling and These bolts are just spinning. What a pain in the arse. This is definitely proving to be one of them things that is not as fucking simple as you think. So there's 4 bolts holding the shock absorber to the bumper. Now the 2 on the actual part of the bumper, they're just spinning. Now I've googled it, and apparently that is what they do. Now what you need to do is you need to take the plastic trim off of the bumper, so then you can get to the metal part of the bumper, and then you can get the nut off that way. So I thought, are you being serious? Like, I've got to take all the plastic off. Don't even get me started. There are actual bolts in the side compartments down here. So I'm going to try and undo them. The plastic trim is held on with stupid little plastic clips. I wish companies would stop using plastic clips because they are fucking awful. I hate them so much. Like, they're so difficult to get off, and I can imagine this bumper's never been taken off in its life, and after 23 years these plastic clips are mangled, horrible pieces of shit. Now I'm pretty sure it's those 2 there. It's disgusting. Oh wow, would you believe it, we're actually making some progress. Incredible scenes. Who'd have thought it? I was ready for ploughing the car into a wall. I mean, I still am. I don't know why I'm lying. Right, so that's taken that bit off. Wonderful. Now what? I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I just yanked it and it has actually come off. Yeah, that's definitely not a good thing, because look at the state of that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. They were just spinning, as you can see, both of them. Like, they were literally just doing nothing. Now basically, I'm just going to do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to loosen and then pull, which is really not what you're supposed to do. But I feel like there's not really much saving this anyway, so... Oh my God. This is fucked. This is properly fucked. Right, the good news is the bumper is off and we have achieved what we wanted to do today. However, the bad news is that these are not very happy. The actual inside of the bumper is not in good nick at all. Like, obviously there's no way that that's going to bolt back onto there like that. Obviously it bolts through there fine. To be fair, I always said I didn't know if to put it on a quick release, like put it on a quick release there. Decisions. Slight jump cut. It's the next day. I left the first half of the bumper. I started painting it, as you've seen in the last clip. I left the first half overnight and then I did the bottom half today. So that's finished and I've got it back on. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. I've been sat in the sun all day. I look sunburnt. I'm not even going to get started on the absolute meh that I had with that bumper. Right, so when painting, I always try and take off as much stuff as I can, which saves masking because it just makes your life easier. There are plastic clips holding the top plastic of the bumper and then the bottom half of the bumper. So I wanted to take them apart and then spray them individually and then put it all back together. However, the clips on that bumper were an absolute joke. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the absolute aggro I was having with them. I literally wanted to throw the whole car in the bin. Like, I just want, do you know what? Fuck this. There's like the plastic clips with the little pin that go through, which I literally had to chisel off with a hammer and a screwdriver. And everyone was like, oh, just push the pin through and they'll come through. But you push the pin up and then it just hits the top of the plastic trim that you're trying to take off. So then you can't actually pull it out. And you can't hit it from the top, obviously, because it's the plastic trims on top. stress. There was metal clips, so after you took those plastic clips off, then there was metal clips holding it on as well. Bear in mind, this is all for a piece of plastic that was never going to fall off the car, so why it needed that many clips on it, I don't know. And there were metal clips with like a piece of plastic, a hole in, and then they had like a metal like bit going down the middle through the hole, so you couldn't just pull it out. I don't even know how you were supposed to take those out. Like, I literally do not know. The only way I could physically think that I was ever going to get them off was if I grinded or like cut the metal, but I didn't have anything to do that. So I basically just had to leave it after probably like an hour of trying to do all of this, which pissed me off. But we did it. Having a bit of a situation with the lacquering. So obviously I'm rattle canning the car. So obviously I've got rattle cans of lacquer as well. Now the base coat, so the Nardo, which I'm spraying, that's coming from a rattle can with a fan nozzle. Now if you've ever used rattle cans before, you know how important the nozzle is. So the fan nozzles spray really, really nicely. They make it so much easier, and they spray really even, and they don't leave like the tiger stripes that people call. The lacquer, I ordered some lacquer with a fan nozzle. It arrived and it didn't have a fan nozzle, so then I got a refund on that. So then I ordered some more from a different place, and they didn't come with a fan nozzle. So I thought, for fuck's sake, like, I'll just use them anyway. And it just doesn't look very good. I'm not happy with it. Like, it's not to the standard that I would have liked. So what I've done is I've bought a electric spray gun, and I bought a big tin of lacquer. So the base coat has all been rattle canned, but the lacquer is all going to be sprayed with a actual spray gun. Just waiting for that to arrive. All the lacquer that is on at the moment is going to be wet sanded back, and then it's all going to be sprayed in one. Because it's just spray patchy. It's not as glossy as I'd like, and it just doesn't look great. So that's what we're doing with there. So obviously the bumper's not been properly it's had a coat of lacquer, obviously, just to, you know, protect it a little bit, but it's not the finished product, if you know what I mean. It's all going to be sprayed properly with lacquer, so it'll be really glossy and shiny and hopefully look professional. There we go. Now, I've not put the tow bar back on yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've just quickly bolted it in. Now I can't, there's no rescuing those bolts behind here, which are onto the shock. So the bumper has currently got a gap here. Now I'm thinking when this goes back on, that bit touches the bumper and will push it up. So that should close that gap a little bit, and it will stop it from rattling around a little bit. If not, then we'll have to, you know, do a bit of a bodge job, but I think it should be alright. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next thing I decide to break on this car.